What up, babes? It's your girl, Dutch. Come back to Real Takes. Well, so tell me, guys, it's reaction time, and this is to Cobra Kai. This will be for episode 4, Downward Spiral. Now, before I jump into it, I just want to discuss the previous episode. That was a great episode. I loved it. We got to see Sean Cannon again as Mike Barnes. I was here for it because I said it in my trailer reaction for the show that I hope he's one of the ones that would be coming back. You already got Terry Silver from previous season, so I said it was only fitting if the way they're transitioning, going to all the different individuals from the previous films, they're going in proper order. So I'm here for it. Seeing that he's, coming back from the way things kind of definitely didn't go well for him and Terry, increased from doing what they were doing with Cobra Kai back in the third film. You see he's, fell to the bottom, climbed back up. He, of course, his wife, which was future father-in-law, working in his business. He's a furniture, company owner, just trying to do, good stuff, with some good people. And it was just nice that him and LaRusso could have a nice little chat. And like he said, like a full 360, even though Chosen had no idea what was going on. They got into a fight, but then things, kind of simmered down, and a little bit more clarification as to what's really going on and how he has not been dealing with Terry. And he brings up a situation about a contract, how he was, wanting 50% of Cobra Kai and this, things of that nature, and they were trying to get him, and as a young teen, to sign on these papers and these documents. So he was like, this might be what we need. Can you get his number? He gets the number. He leaves a voicemail. That comes back to bite him because, of course, Terry, even though you think he might be 2 steps back, he's always 3 or 4 steps ahead. Always watching, scoping. And that's the thing I really wish that LaRusso had noticed, that when you're talking to Terry, how he is. He's very, calculating about things. You don't realize if he might not have been following you or watching you to know you were in contact with Barnes. You see what he did to his business. Burn out. So I'm going to tell you like that, when he did that, I don't know if he realized he set himself up with a situation where, you might try like, I didn't have anything to do with it. I could just been a, some sort of, mechanical something, issue within, his, warehouse, his building. But we all know you had something to do with that. The more and more enemies you keep making, something eventually is going to expose you. And I already say who I feel like is going to be the main catalyst to that, or maybe 2 people I have in mind. Now, with that being said, it's pretty much situation with Miguel and Samantha. Yeah, they just need to kind of separate and handle their stuff. He's still dealing with the fact of learning about his father. She's trying to come to terms with what is her real purpose. Is it just, the karate, whatever, or is other things she can be doing with herself? And then find her way probably back to karate, and then find her way back to Miguel. But right now, it's just not seeming to be working. They're both not on the same page. They're not communicating like they should be. And it's probably for the best at the moment. Even though it hurt something terrible, he bought that beautiful gift for her. Hence, if you remember from the first season when they were at the place and they won the game, and I think she won, it was octopus back then. I'm trying, because it was like when I saw it, I kept looking like this, some similarities as to something that happened previously, and then it finally clicked after the fact. But it's just so unfortunate that this has to happen. But, they're young. If this really meant for them to be together, they will find their way back together. So I'm really itching to see who we're going to see on this particular episode. I'm going to see the fallout of what happened to Barnes' business and what's going to happen with LaRusso, because he needs to have his guard up and be ready. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll say the rest of my thoughts at the end, you guys.
I'm here for whatever you need, Carmen.
Oh, wow.
The best dream.
Yeah. Don't tell me all about it.
I don't get it. Silver goes and burns down Barnes' store, threatens that I'm next, and now nothing. I don't think he knows it was Silver. I heard he left town while the insurance company investigates. Amanda and I are heading to a charity auction. She's looking to get more involved. Who knows, maybe even a spot on the board.
Oh my God. You knocked Carmen up, didn't you? Okay, what if I told you there was a way you could earn real money without being scammed and without a tech? I'll make this easy on you. There are these tech guys, they show up straight to your door and they set everything up for you.
Door-to-door service, huh? Never thought I'd see the day.
I totally forgot that they were coming. It's fine, really. Are you sure? Because I can tell him I'll see him later. No, Moon, seriously. This is gonna happen. Sure, it's...
Awkward.
Am I alive? Or did I just die of embarrassment and this is my hell?
At the beach with your dad?
Was it?
really that kind of trip. But we did work out a few of our issues. There's still some that are just too big to solve. Now's the time to get out before things get worse.
I can't just quit.
Well, if I did it, you can do it. I'm gonna tell you
Robbie,
that.
I'm glad you and your dad worked through some of your shit. And if you want to leave the dojo, that's on you. But don't tell me what to do. I'm a big girl. I can make my own decisions.
Robbie's not out. He was just on a trip.
Hey, you tripping if you think he's coming back. Dude is out like Flint. Okay, we out here on our own, bro.
Your house is so beautiful. Oh, this isn't my home. It belongs to one of our donors, actually.
Oh my gosh, please don't let it be who I think it
I think
is.
he's angling for a spot on the board.
What a coincidence. My wife and I supporting the same charity.
Bullshit. Whatever you're up to, you leave my family out of it.
For a new phone at Tech Town, we have a variety of options to fit your specific needs. The upside is great. You pick your own hours, and if you do delivery apps on the side, you can maximize your moolah.
I said I was sorry, okay? And you already got me back, you know? I thought we were cool.
Oh, you thought we were cool. Okay, let me think. Are we cool? Nah. Hey! Back off! Hey, stay out of this. Oh, what's the matter? You scared, I'm right? Jen?
Okay, enough.
I know you can handle yourself. But don't tell me that the best place for Kenny is Cobra.
Exactly.
Kids, they use karate not for war, but to better themselves, man. I wish Daniel would see that instead of sending his man to rough up my potential hires.
I'm sorry, you did
No,
what?
he didn't.
What are you guys named Michael?
It's Michaela.
Whatever.
Oh,
Hurry up. This other app's telling me I gotta pick up a guy named Jimmy John.
oh my.
Hey, you just drove past that stop sign. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Burger's ice cold.
The windows are down.
Okay, well, I can't eat a cold burger.
Sure you can. Done it a ton of times.
Hey!
Don't forget to leave a 5-star review.
I'm stuck in this damn car all day.
We're just gonna let them make up arbitrary rules. We have just as much right to those sides as anyone else.
Stop it! All of you! Or you're all getting kicked out!
Yeah, I'll go.
So what?
All right, champ versus champ.
Whoever wins gets the park.
By trees. They're extremely rare. They must be grown with love and care in order to develop strong roots. Because having a strong foundation, they will then choose their own way to grow. You better respect these bonsai.
They do sound like a lot of work. My taste is a mulch.
With the likes of you is like the worst part of my day.
Really? So why you quit?
Because it pays the bills. But most of all, it allows me time for what matters most. My family.
Maybe you're not such an asshole after all.
Aw. Still giving you 1 star for touching my food.
Join the club, man.
Before Cobra Kai, you should get picked on. Now I'm stronger than I've ever been. I'll never quit. Because I'm not a quitter.
Everybody get out and leave the park immediately! I mean it! Everybody out now!
I told her she's a phony, psychopathic liar. He should never be trusted.
Actually, he spoke quite highly of Amanda.
You did what?
He told me how respected your wife is in the community, how your whole family is, or was.
Jobs over the years because I didn't like them. Considering what's best for all of us. I wasn't man enough to know it then. But I do now. I'm sorry I suck, Shannon.
Well, I'm not leaving Cobra Kai.
Well, then I guess that's it. You and Kenny and everyone else can stay brainwashed, but I'm done trying to help.
Sworn Sensei said you were out of Cobra Kai.
I'm not in Cobra Kai.
Yet you're on their side every time they start fights?
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Look, I know you think just because you came down to Mexico that you think you're a good guy. Well, guess what? You're not.
Well, look who's talking. And let's get clear about one thing. I didn't come down to Mexico.
We're all friends now. No! We're not friends.
We never will be.
You knew how important this was to me, and yet you could not one day put the stupid rivalry aside. I'm afraid we're never going to have normalcy ever again. Not when you continue to stir up these ridiculous fights. You had a fight at a furniture store? Enough is enough. Daniel, this ends now.
You need to let me and Chosen handle this. It's the only way to make it all end.
Fine. Handle it. I won't be here for you.
Where you going?
Away from here. Away from you.
Alright, you guys, I enjoyed this episode. A lot going on with a lot of different characters in this one. Now, I'm going to be all over the place. I'm just going to speak as it comes to my head. First off, the situation with LaRusso, Chosen, and Terry. Terry is a good manipulator. He knows how to push certain buttons with LaRusso. He is not as cunning with it and being able to be, like I said, one step ahead of how to do certain things to strategize to get the overall result he wants. Hence, when they went to that charity function that happened to be at Terry's home. Now, mind you, Amanda wants to be, already well known in their circles and all that, of course, with his, business and all that, but definitely doing certain charitable work and all that. And everybody, knows that she's, great person, great, family person, things of that nature. But of course, Terry's going to find little ways to turn and twist things around, saying certain things when LaRusso's not around, and baiting Daniel at times, whichever. You see what happened when they were doing a bidding and he gave him the bonsais, and then talking about I might just use him for mulch, just being rude or whatever. But the part that was a kicker is when he got in his head. He let him get in his head by saying that he said things about her being this way. Like, you really think he would say those things about your wife? He knows your wife is a really good person, just unaware. But it's all it took to push him off the limit and cause an issue where it looks like, he got the one step on him, knocked the bonsais, just a whole thing. And now it's caused a point where they're both arguing. She finds out that there was a fight at a furniture store, and she's like, you know what? Go ahead and handle it. I just won't be here. I need a break from you. I pretty much, I don't want to look at you. And there's nothing Daniel can do about it, since you really need to handle that situation with Terry while she's gone. So when she comes back, she can just hear what happened and know that you have moved on. But we already know there's layers. I know season 5 ain't doing another one. Somebody's gonna come up in season 6 too. So it's just a repetitive thing going on here. But that whole thing with Daniel, I really wish that he just would not fall into these small traps that he sees Terry doing, and being able to catch it when he's trying to be manipulative or saying things, whatever, and you assume he's saying certain things. Come on now. You're smarter than that. You know a little bit of how Terry was from the past, and as time went on, you think he would catch on to that. So I was kind of surprised that it was so much more easier than it would be. Okay, moving from that. Seeing Tori now back with Robbie, and Robbie's thinking he's leaving Cobra Kai, and I'm glad he can see the manipulating situation there. Grateful for that. She doesn't want to leave. She feels like she put that whole situation with the cheating behind her because Terry spoke to her, this and that. Honey, he still cheated. And even though you weren't per se a cheater, you're aware of what he did, and you're now basically covering it up. That whole award, you winning that, it was tainted because of him. So you have to keep that in the back of your head, because trust and believe me, hope it never comes out and nobody ever hears you talking about it. Say to him whatever and all, eavesdropping whatever and all, because once that's exposed on top of some other things, that would not look good at all. And needless to say, they're at a water park, all the certain ones from Cobra Kai, and of course Miyagi, just having the whole thing. And you see Kenny, and I'm gonna tell you with Kenny, I will say last season I felt bad for him for what LaRusso's son has done, kind of going along, not stopping, even though he wasn't always involved with the overall bullying, but he did not stop it. He did not shun it. He didn't come to Kenny to say, I'm sorry, I had a part in this, I hope you could forgive me. Nothing. He tried to apologize after the fact, but it was like the damage done. He went to Cobra Kai, he learned, he disciplined himself with at the time Kreese, and you see he's getting more and more strong. And now with Terry involved all up in his ear, worse than Kreese is, it's just the worst thing. And I'm telling you, the flip with him, it's not in a good way. I just feel like, he was a bully to me, now I'm gonna bully him. It's like he did not learn anything. And if trust and believe, just working for them under Cobra Kai is not a good thing, because you can see the end result of what's happening. Robbie's realizing now he's calling him a loser. I don't give up, whatever and all. It has nothing to do with that. When you see somebody's doing wrong, but see, he's so, as Robbie put it to him and Tori, we're gonna be blinded by this man. And Tori looked at him because she knows he's true. She didn't even stop him when he walked away because she knows it's true. She knows there's a little bit more now to Terry than she probably realized, even though she more respected Kreese, whatever, he was, sinister, but he's not as worse as Terry. You getting the full effect with that man. He is just more calculating with us, and he tries to be very cool and calm and collected with his. He lets other people do his damage, or do the dirty work, so to speak, and he just likes to smile and smirk. Now, with them, having these little issues and all that, Samantha, trying to stay out of it, doing her thing, and of course, Miguel want to talk to her. You can see that things didn't go right, when they did this little thing. Well, if one of us went on one of the water rides with her and all that, then we have the water park for the rest, I'm assuming, the summer, whatever. And clearly somebody might have deflated one of the small things that they were using, Eli, and you can see it became a little issue, but I'm glad the lifeguard came, like, no, leave. And you can see the look on Samantha and her brother's face, like, let's just go. Like, I'm not trying to be here. But the thing going back to Miguel and Robbie, that whole situation of him thinking, you always involved, like, okay, you right there as well. So how are you going to be mad at him? And he wasn't doing, he's not about Cobra Kai, so who are you? I think he just wants any excuse to keep being a hothead and being mad with him, because Robbie was not doing anything but trying to do the right thing. All you want to do is get into a situation so you can always constantly have this little type of confrontation with Robbie. I like how Robbie at least had to tell him, he's like, no, nothing to do with me coming out. I said, I didn't come for you. I came because my dad asked me to come to get you with you. You were out here doing something in Mexico, trying to find your dad. Granted, you didn't know who he was and didn't know him because your mom didn't tell you everything, but you put yourself in harm's way. A lot more stuff could have happened to you going at it by yourself. Now, if that man had really known who you were, he could have probably done something to you, used you against your mother, God knows what. Just totally doing things he shouldn't have been doing. So in the end, he still has some soul searching to do. I'm just like really not here for the brat mentality with that. And I'm glad I can see a little bit of a change and shift a little bit in Robbie. I kind of caught that, but Miguel needs to get a little bit of his act together with the way he's coming off, whatever, and all that, being very confrontational at times. It's like, stop. And I feel like it's a fight, getting ready to sue, whatever. It's like both of them. Just, oh my God, like enough already. Just like totally over it. But yes, this episode was really, really good. The thing with Lawrence, I'm glad he's stepping up to the plate. I know it's a part of the overall way of how he carries on and does things, but it's like certain things with the Uber. Let me tell you why I say it like this, whatever, and all, because it's like he really is going to have to learn, because it's like you got to find something that truly is his niche. I know it is the karate thing because he loves to do it. He's kind of has always been passionate about it. Clearly, ride sharing in this thing. I used to do Uber back in the day, like as a weekend thing and all that. So when you're going in that type of job, whatever, you have to be mindful when you're dealing with individuals, especially when you're in your own vehicle like that. You can't just be doing stuff, drinks here and all that, and playing music and dog talking to people in any type of way, whatever, and all that, not paying attention. And the one that was the kicker was him actually relieving himself in a can in there while he's in the midst of a ride. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm surprised they even showed that. Nobody. So when you're getting all those 1 stars, that's not gonna happen. Because one thing I can say for me, I kept getting a 4.9, and it was beautiful. It's like, oh no. Some people fell asleep in the back. It was so comfortable. I'm tooting my own horn, but needless to say, I'm hoping after having that conversation with the guy from the pawn shop, where he can kind of see and figure out what he really wants to do, and why his whole purpose of doing it is because of his family. Now that his family's being is going to grow, and him and Carmen are expecting a baby. Wait till those two find out, and I'm talking about Robbie and Miguel. It's gonna be real. Yeah, y'all bonded, not to say per se, but bonded for life, because you're his dad. His and Miguel's mom, it's just forever now. Y'all gonna always be around each other a little bit when they have little gatherings, because of this baby is now center to both of their parents. It's gonna be real interesting how that turns out. It's just, I don't know I just hope something happens that's a catalyst that makes them at least find some sort of common ground. They don't gotta like, oh, this is this, but it can be cordial. But I don't know what it's gonna take. We'll have to see as time goes on in the season. Maybe the next season, because I foresee another one. Let's just be real. Yeah, it's still a lot of growing up for both of them, truly. But yes, again, this episode was really good, very juicy. So I'm just curious to see when the next episode is going to be, and seeing how they're going to move this along, whatever. Because I'm loving the pacing they're doing with the story. So with that said, comment below, let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction. You guys take care.